on, Rob.
Okay, there's just one section today, no written section, so everyone's in. Rob, if you want to kick us off.
Nuno, really good to see you.
Nice to see you.
Can I ask you first about Rui Patricio? We've been told that Wolves are close to agreeing a compensation deal with right? Is it close, you think?
I think all the things new regarding the situation of Rui will come public. What I must say as a club, I think Wolves have excellent behaviour on that situation.
£15 million, we're told, is the compensation fee agreed.
Anything else will be said by the club and all these things. So I repeat, I think in this regarding this situation of Rui Patricio, Wolves as a club had excellent behaviour.
So I can't ask you about the value for money for that?
No, everything else will be public.
Okay, fair enough. How are all your international players? Have they all come back fit and okay?
Yes, when the players go on to their national teams, every managers have the same feeling. First, they wish for the best, that all the players have minutes and play with the national teams and have good performance. The other aspect that they return healthfully, and I'm happy because everybody came okay.
It is extraordinary from our perspective that you've managed to name an unchanged team for 8 matches, the first 8 matches of the Premier League. Is that a specific decision that you took? Did you plan to do that, and can you do it for a 9th game?
No, we don't plan the situation. What we plan is what or how we want the team to perform. That we plan and we take real care of, and we work very hard on that aspect. Then the players that are going to be involved, it's a decision that we make game after game.
You draw with Manchester United. You then win 3 Premier League games on the trot. You're 7th in the Premier League. Has that exceeded your expectations?
That's what I say always. I think hard work, the way the boys have been working since the beginning, allowed us to see that the team is improving. So that is the most important. The expectations don't change. Now we think about the game of tomorrow. The table doesn't mean anything at all for us in these moments of the competition.
Is that difficult from a manager's perspective, though? I mean, presumably you want to say to the players away from the cameras, listen, lads, really well done. You're doing fantastically well, whilst keeping their feet on the ground. Is that a difficult balance to get? No. It's a reality. When they do well, we say they do well. When they don't do well, we work harder. Nothing changes. We are the same group of people that want to go game by game, just want to compete and fight for what we want is to be good, to play better than our opponent, make your ideas stronger. That requires a lot of focus, dedication, determination, all these aspects. A number of your players, Johnny Otto, Helder Costa, made their first international starts. Matt Doherty made his first competitive start for the Republic of Ireland. When they come back and they've had that success internationally, what does that do for them as individuals and also for the wider squad?
For us, is fantastic. It's fantastic that the player does well in the national team, then when returns highly motivated, highly prepared. What we have to do is get him back in the shape, put him back in the tasks of our team, our shape, the way we want him. All these things is just a matter of a day. That's enough.
And have you noticed those guys have come back pumped up and with their heads held high?
They come okay. Not every player. When they return, we have to really be careful and analyze what happened in the national teams. But the most important is they come healthy. They come willing to go back and run and fight for each ball like we do.
Conor Cody and Ryan Bennett didn't get an England call-up. A lot of people beyond just Wolves supporters think they should do. Do you think they're ready for an England call-up?
I think the way they've been working, not only this season but the season before, for even to be considered being the national team, it's good. I think honestly it's good for Cody, it's good for Ryan. So they have to improve and do it again. So one day Gareth Southgate decides to call him up and they're all ready. Playing in national team is one of the biggest honors a player can have. If that drives him and makes him work harder for us, the better it is.
One negative, Nuno, that I've noticed recently in some of the press, there's a stat that Wolves have given less than 1% of game time to players.
Sorry?
Wolves have given less than 1% of game time this season to players they've developed themselves, who've come through the academy. It's one of the worst records in Europe for that particular stat. Now look, it's hard to be negative when you're doing so incredibly well in the Premier League, but does that matter to you? Is it something that you'd like to try and change?
I was not aware of that, but I think many of the teams of the Premier League don't have much difference than us. It's the reality. Football nowadays is global. We really appreciate the academy. Our backups are players from the academy. We have Morgan Gibbs-White that I don't know how many minutes he had, but with that 18-year-old, I think it's very good. We have a very young squad. If in these moments are not all the players from the academy, in the future there will be. This is what requires building a team, building a squad, creating an identity of the club. So I think in the right direction we are good.
What about Watford? I wonder whether it's a slightly different perspective for you guys going into games now, because you're not the surprise package anymore. People maybe respect you and expect more of you from the opposition, and you go into some of these games as favourites now, expected to win. Is that a different dynamic?
In us, nothing changed. Nothing has changed. So the expectations are outside, so it doesn't mean anything to us. For us, it's another game. We know it's going to be a very tough game. Watford is a very good team. Everybody knows how they start the competition, how well they did it. They have a good manager. They have a very good group of players that have been in the club for some years now. Tough game.
Two teams that play really good football as well. It could be quite a good spectacle.
I hope so. I hope especially that our fans enjoy it.
Good man.
Thank you, sir.
Helder Costa scored on his debut for Portugal. He touched on how important it was for players to come back with confidence. For him particularly, to get a goal on his debut, how will that help him, do you think?
I think it helps, but I think Helder didn't need this particular moment to be highly motivated. Helder has been doing very well, very well. Everybody knows what was last season of Helder. No pre-season, whole season trying to get back. Now he's working good, and he had minutes. The chance to go to the national team comes because Fernando Santos, the national coach of Portugal, really for sure look at him and see him play under Wolves. So what gives him the more motivation is to play here, to play good, as well as he's doing.
And only one more question from me. A lot of people would have gone away during their international break. Did you have any time off? Did you recharge your batteries, or did you need to?
Of course, everybody had time off. It's necessary. It's good for you, for everybody. So I had a chance to go back to see my family that I really miss.
The coaches years ago used to say things like, you can only have 11 happy players in a club because all the ones who aren't starting, they want to. You obviously have a squad that, even if they're not starting regularly, they really understand they're important. Do you think footballers generally get that more than they used to?
I cannot answer what's happening before. What I can answer to you is the reality. I truly believe in. It's one of my ideas. The important thing is the squad. It doesn't so important who's playing, but the squad, the strength of the squad is what allows you to always choose a strong 11. So if and this is the case, everybody understands and knows that there are no substitute players. There are players waiting for that moment. So it's how you wait for your chance that gives you a good performance, that allows you to make a statement when you have to. Is the way you prepare for your opportunity.
That's a very mature way of thinking, isn't it, for players to think that? Because every footballer wants to play as much as they can.
But we want,
that's always been the case.
Mike, we really want these players to have this ambition to get inside and be part of the starting 11. This is internal competition. It's good. It's good for us.
It's very healthy.
I think it's good.
You know, can I just check? Have you got a fully fit squad?
Sorry?
Have you got a fully fit squad for tomorrow?
Yes.
Fit, yeah?
Yes.
And just going back to Patricio, he's obviously not been dealing with negotiations himself. therefore, has it been easy for him just to focus on the football and his performances?
He's a very mature player, a lot of experience, and besides that, he's a man, so he knows how to handle things. He can separate, and you must separate things when you train, when you compete, and then all the matters that surrounds you, you have to go away from that and abstract totally from that. I think he can do it.
Because he's come into the Premier League, not every player, not every goalkeeper slots into the Premier League so quickly as he seems to have done. How impressed have you been with just his performances in general?
He's doing his job. He's a goalkeeper. He must prevent balls to go inside of the goal. He's doing his job and doing well. Good.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. See you.